This is a video about how we make our dog collars. First, you measure the length of the existing collar to determine the size. Then you reference the book to see what size you make. Then using the cardboard cutouts, you trace and measure the fabric. Then you cut out the webbing for each piece of fabric. After that, you iron the pieces of fabric to be folded into quarters. Then using a straight stitch, you're going to stitch along the entire collar length. And then you stitch the other side. Now that I've sewn the outer seams, I'm going to sew the raw ends of the fabric in towards the inside of the collar. And for that, I'm going to be using a zigzag stitch. Now that both pieces of the collar are sewed, I'm going to attach the hardware. For a Martingale collar, you need 2 rectangle rings, a D-ring, and a tri-glide slide. I attached the 2 rectangle rings and the D-ring to the smaller piece of fabric. This is the small loop for the Martingale. I overlapped the fabric over the D-ring and sewed it with a zigzag stitch on both sides. Next, I'm going to loop the fabric through the tri-glide slide and sew this piece of material onto the inside of the collar. Next, I'm going to loop the long piece of fabric through the rectangle ring on the smaller loop. Then I'm going to feed this piece of the fabric through the tri-glide on this side. The last thing I'm going to do is sew or feed this part through the second rectangle ring and sew it shut like that. And that is how you sew a martingale collar.